Hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. I am on my way to the San Diego to visit the fam for the Thanksgiving. Since it is quite the drive, I'm gonna stop and get a little coffee, and I'm gonna add a secret ingredient to it that I'm like stoked about. I already love it. I already consume it regularly. It's cinnamon. I'm gonna try to see if I can add some cinnamon to my coffee. This is something that I do regularly at home just because I like the flavor, but I recently did a little dive into the actual benefits of cinnamon because I knew that there were a lot, which is why I added it, but I didn't actually really look into it. And I was looking into it, and apparently it's really, really good for balancing blood sugar. In the research, cinnamon has been shown to help lower blood sugar by imitating the effects of insulin and thus helping shuttle glucose into the cells. So in theory, if you have cinnamon during the day, all of the sugary things or simple carb stuff that would increase your blood sugar is going to cause much less of a blood sugar spike. You're gonna have a much more stable glucose response to those foods if you have consumed cinnamon beforehand. This also means you're gonna be less likely to experience the cravings that you tend to get and the blood sugar crash afterwards that often leads to hunger and more cravings. So the reason I don't have carby breakfasts is not because I don't like carby breakfasts. It's because I know that if I have mostly carbs for breakfast, I will be hungry the rest of the day, literally no matter what. Even if I eat to satiety, like a great meal full of protein and fat afterwards, I'm screwed, basically. I just won't feel full and I will be very sad the rest of the day, and then I'll end up overeating because I'm trying to compensate for that blood sugar crash. Cinnamon has also been shown to potentially increase insulin sensitivity, so you'll probably be familiar with the idea that insulin resistance is what leads to type 2 diabetes. It's also what leads to gaining weight for a lot of people, so cinnamon can help basically undo some of that, in theory, according to the research. There was a really cool study that took 7 men and it had them test their glucose response via an oral glucose tolerance test with either a placebo, cinnamon, right before they ate, or cinnamon 12 hours before they ate. And what they found is that both of the cinnamons, regardless of the time, did help with glucose response and insulin sensitivity fairly significantly. So this shows that the effects of cinnamon are somewhat long lasting. It can last up to 12 hours. So I just thought this was really cool, and I wanted to consciously put it to the test today. Because like I said, I have cinnamon all the time, but I've never tried to distinguish between how I feel when I eat carby things after having cinnamon versus not having cinnamon. And today is the perfect day to test that, because as soon as I get to San Diego, I'm actually filming a healthy ice cream taste test with my brother. So my breakfast is going to be ice cream taste test. So this is gonna be a great way to test it, because I know that if I didn't have cinnamon before, that would mess me up all day. So we're gonna see how messed up I am after this, basically. And obviously this isn't to say that if you have cinnamon before you eat, you're never gonna gain fat, it's the ultimate fat burning whatever, etc., etc. But I mean, the research is promising in showing its potential benefits when it does come to fat burning and at least not gaining weight, maintaining insulin sensitivity. It's not gonna be a cure-all, it's not gonna just melt fat off your body, but I definitely think it's something that, especially if you do struggle with insulin resistance, is worth looking into, dabbling in, may help a little bit. That said, I'm gonna go get my coffee with my cinnamon, then drive home to San Diego home, parents' home, not where I live home. Anyway, coffee. That's hot. Honestly, regardless of how this little experiment turns out, cinnamon in coffee is just the best invention on the planet, and I will continue to add cinnamon to my coffee. Potential confounding variable, I did get an ashwagandha latte. I don't think ashwagandha is the best adaptogen at balancing blood sugar, but it does help stabilize cortisol, so maybe this is gonna help a little bit, but I haven't noticed any blood sugar balancing effects of ashwagandha. So if anything is different, I do think it will be the cinnamon. That's hot. Ow.
Eventually.
Oh yes. Breakfast. This is gonna be amazing. This is genuinely the best way to put this cinnamon thing to the test. So for this video, we're taste testing healthy ice creams, but I'm also gonna do a breakdown of for me what constitutes healthy kind of in general with food and what that means when it translates to healthy ice cream, because there's a lot of ice creams that brand themselves as healthy that like are ice creams that I would never put in my body, at least like regularly, whereas there's a lot of ice creams that are not branded as healthy that are not a lot. There are a few ice creams that are not branded as healthy and people might not necessarily think of as being healthy, but those are kind of more the ones that I am partial to and the ones that I would actively decide to buy. So if you're curious about like that discussion of like my personal definition of health, obviously this is not going to be what everyone needs to associate with health, but like it's just how I think of health. Check that video out. It probably isn't out yet. Subscribe for that video. If it is out, I will link it down in the description box below. But yeah, I think it's gonna be an interesting one. We just finished, wave to the people. Ow, I just punched the chair. We just finished filming the ice cream taste test and I do feel a little bit like nauseous, but I don't feel like hyped up. I'm not hungry, which is, I should go eat something anyway, just for my health. Because it's, regardless of how much cinnamon you've had and how controlled your blood sugar is, you probably shouldn't start the day by eating multiple pints of ice cream. So I should go eat something, but like I am pleasantly surprised with how my body is responding to this. Like I don't feel like I just inhaled gallons of sugar, which is basically what I did. So far, positive effects of cinnamon, but we'll see how I feel in a couple hours. The brother is kindly making me a little omelet, which I'm very excited about. This is like the fanciest looking egg thing that I've ever seen. He put like some olive oil in there.
So you put the olive oil in the pan for the nonstick, and then after that, you mix the eggs with some Dijon mustard, just a little tiny bit of Dijon mustard for a pair of eggs.
Oh, I thought you put pesto in there. That's Dijon mustard?
I have put pesto, I put pesto in there pretty often. And then this stuff is a company called Biruna, and they make a thing called seed salt. It's not salt so much as it is a bunch of seeds, but it does have some salt in it. Put some hemp seeds in there just for a little extra fiber and protein.
Putting hemp seeds in my eggs is I've never even considered that.
And then a little bit of crushed up walnuts for some extra fat, extra good fat, and some extra texture. I don't have any tomatoes, but I would have put those in there.
I don't like tomatoes, so that is A-okay with me.
Which I know because I'm a good brother.
Some greens would be lovely. My body is definitely, even though I feel like my blood sugar is fine, my body is like, give me the nutrients, give me the greens.
Boom, baby arugula.
Yes, arugula. Oh yeah, oh my God, this actually looks gourmet. I'm so excited. Thank you for making me breakfast, brother.
You're welcome.
You're the best.
And then if you put the cheese on top, the cheese will make it easier for the omelet to fold in on itself and stick there. But we don't have cheese, so I'm just kind of putting it in there.
Lovely.
Yeah.
This looks so delightful. I'm so excited to be getting some greens, some protein, some good fats. This is gonna make my body very happy. I added a smidge of guacamole and some sriracha. It's even better. All right. It's been a little bit longer since I had all the ice cream and I am feeling it. I am definitely feeling the sugar and like the not great parts of the sugar. But here's the thing, I don't think it's nearly as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Like I feel kind of gross, but I think a lot of that is a lot of the like fake ingredients that were in some of the ice creams that I had, because I know those make me feel kind of gross, but I also know that I'm feeling a little bit of like the sugar rush, and I can feel that like I'm definitely gonna crash, which is not gonna be great because I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I can't really afford to crash. Maybe I should just have more cinnamon. I don't think that's gonna help at this point. Obviously, I don't have a point of comparison. I've never had a bunch of samples of ice cream for breakfast before, but I have had like pastries for breakfast before, or other just very simple carbs for breakfast before, and I feel a lot better than I have in the past when I've had simple carbs for breakfast. So obviously this is a one-time thing, can't draw any conclusions, but like so far I think the cinnamon might be helping, even though like obviously nothing's gonna protect me from just eating ice cream for breakfast, but I think I'm doing better than I would be otherwise. Maybe. So many hours later, I'm definitely crashing. Like my energy is just not great. So clearly like this didn't stave off all blood sugar issues, but I do think I'm feeling better than like I would have if I hadn't had the cinnamon. But I am hungry and I was craving healthy food for obvious reasons. So I went and picked up some salads for myself and the bro. Got this guy called Bean There Done That. So it's got some beans, some quinoa buried under there, cabbage, balsamic vinaigrette, carrots, roasted sweet potato, kale. I added arugula. Oh, yep, we can see it there. Some avocado, watermelon, radish, and then some hummus. So dinner plus a shower has reinvigorated me a little bit, but I was so actually dragging so much before that I forgot to mention that I also was experiencing some cravings that usually come with a blood sugar drop. Like, I wanted pizza, I wanted, for some reason, Indian food, but mostly I could tell like my body just wanted the rice for like a quick hit of glucose. So my body was definitely responding negatively to the sugar, obviously. But I have found that I have been very satiated by the 2 meals that I've had. Like, that omelet kept me satiated for a long time, and that dinner was very, very filling. And so I've definitely lessened that side effect of like not being able to be satiated after having a ton of carbs early in the morning. Speaking of carbs, I got a little package the other day that I wanted to show you guys because I'm very excited about it. If you know me, you're gonna know why in just a second. I got sent a little package of chocolates. A brand called Kekao reached out to me and they're like, hey, we love your stuff. We do monthly chocolate subscriptions with only artisan chocolates. Can we send you some? And I was like, yes, please. This is not sponsored. I am just genuinely so excited about this that I wanted to just give them a little shout out because chocolate, who doesn't love chocolate? So basically, Kekao curates monthly boxes of small batch chocolate where the makers who like make the chocolate control every step of the chocolate making process. So it's very like small batch, well produced kind of chocolate. The chocolate makers work directly with the cacao farmers to source beans at fair prices. They roast their own beans, crack their own beans, grind their own sugar, do all of the things themselves. It's what you get when you get small batch chocolate. And usually that produces the best tasting chocolate, in my opinion. 4 to 5 full-size bars per box. So I got a Rocca chocolate lemon coconut cream. That's an interesting flavor. Not one I would have probably personally picked, but I'm excited to try it because it's unique. Got a Manoa 70% dark chocolate, vegan, looks interesting. Dick Taylor craft chocolate, limited release. I love this packaging so much. I've actually had some of their chocolate before and it was really good. So I'm really excited to see this in here. Ooh, this is cool. Blank Sart, organic chocolate, 85% from Nicaragua. This packaging is really cool and I can feel the texture of the chocolate underneath it and oh my god, I can smell the chocolate. It smells really good. And then we have Amano artisan chocolate, Venezuelan chocolate, 70%. The ingredients on all of these are impeccable. Like, they're all healthy chocolate, Marissa approved. Ooh, this one's even sweetened with banana powder. Oh, and cane sugar. But banana powder, fascinating. Not gonna eat any of these right now because the idea of eating more sugar is making my stomach turn, but I did just get this, so I wanted to share it with you guys in case you want to get like a monthly chocolate subscription. It'd be honestly a great Christmas present if you know someone like me who's obsessed with small batch artisan chocolate. So I'll go ahead and leave a link to them down in the description box below. Again, not sponsored. You guys know me. I love my chocolate. It's actually quite late, so I think I'm going to leave the video here. Hit the hay. In conclusion, with the cinnamon, I know my body pretty well and I know how my body usually responds to things, and I think that my body responded better to that overload of sugar with the cinnamon than it would have without it. Obviously, I don't know because it was a one-time thing and I can't do like the same exact repeated experiment and determine if it actually helped. But knowing what I know about my body, I do think that it was helpful. Do I recommend using cinnamon as like a tool to never gain fat while eating all the sugar you want? No, it doesn't work like that. No food or supplement is gonna do the hard work for you, but certain foods and supplements can aid in the hard work and support your body through its natural processes. So I think just gonna add cinnamon to my coffee whenever I have my coffee. Like, honestly, I'm probably not gonna just try to have cinnamon every single day before I have a meal or anything like that. This isn't that profound, but I think it's definitely interesting and worth noting and observing and kind of just seeing what happens moving forward as I do incorporate cinnamon into my coffee whenever I have coffee, which to be fair is not very often. So maybe I should think of other things. Chai latte. I'm gonna make a lot more chai lattes, especially now that it's starting to get cold. Ooh, I'm definitely doing that tomorrow. If any of you guys have experimented with cinnamon for this purpose, or if you have any other favorite benefits of cinnamon, let me know down in the comments below. I'm very curious to know of your unique experiences with this, because I have a feeling it does kind of vary from individual to individual, especially like if you have some amount of insulin resistance versus if you are like super insulin sensitive. I'm sure there would be a different reaction. So very curious to know how cinnamon affects you guys. Or if you have any thoughts, questions, comments, concerns, leave them down in the comments below as well. If you like this video, please give a big thumbs up because it really does support me and my channel. I really genuinely appreciate it. Please share this video with your friends, your family, and your neighbors. If you want to see more videos from me all about health and fitness, you can check them out over here. To see future videos for me all about health and fitness, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the little notification bell so you get notified when I post a video, and I will see you very soon. Bye.